Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more Grand Prix World and part 3 of our Mercedes F122 playthrough, and of course it is in the modded gameplay for Grand Prix World. Thank you very much for the support on the series so far. Really do appreciate the kind words and you know, the support on it, so thank you very much. Season so far is going okay. We have currently managed to get 5th and 6th in the championship with Russell and Hamilton. Of course, Russell is leaving at the end of the year. Can't quite remember where he's going to. But yeah, at the moment, we are 3rd place in the constructors. In the drivers, Lewis Hamilton in 5th with George Russell in 6th. We haven't had a race where both drivers have finished just yet, which is a pity. Lewis Hamilton has had 2 second places, and George Russell has had a 4th and a 5th when he got to the checkered flag. So hopefully this is going to be the race that both drivers finish the race. Let's just have a little gander at where George Russell is going to next year. Bottas is going to Haas. We've got Esteban Ocon going to Aston Martin. Lando Norris is going to Red Bull. Hamilton, of course, is staying at Mercedes. Nick de Vries is staying at Mercedes. Max Verstappen is going to McLaren. Well, there you go. There you go. I don't think anybody else has got a seat yet. So, very, very interesting. Let's have a little look at the news while we're here. So Carlos Sainz won the last Grand Prix. He also took his first ever pole position. Lewis Hamilton finished 2nd. Ferrari had a great race. George Russell finished the race early. Red Bull happy to have both cars in the top 6. Ferrari in a position to run away with the Constructors' Championship. Lando Norris has agreed to race for Red Bull. Ferrari has signed Cisco Webex. Mike Elliott has had a meeting with Red Bull. Okay. Fair enough. I believe everything is sorted out for next year. I'm just double checking all of those. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, obviously Elliott is leaving us at the start of next season. Let's add in some new engineers into our departments. But yeah, we obviously haven't had the best reliability so far this season, but you know, I think we've still maximised the performance out of the car. I think we could have potentially had a victory in one of the races, but it doesn't desperately matter. We have got an upgrade ready, which is good. We have made some good progress. We looked at that at the end of last episode, I believe. Okay. Right. Okay, first things first. We need to get these cars fixed up, particularly the damage. But I suppose we'll do testing first to make sure that the car is as done as it can be. Yeah, I think we need to shove a few extra miles on there. Let's do 250. Do we need to do any fuel? Yeah, we need to do one more round of fuel testing, really, to get that maxed out. Okay, let's get the testing sorted out then. Drivers perform testing. There we go. Okay, so we've got some research to pass on. This is okay. Let's get it homologated. Oh, for flip's sake. Right. Technology-wise, yep, we are ready to now have 3-star performance on the throttle. Let's make sure that that suspension is as reliable as it can be. 3-star is not too bad. We are ready to move on to the wind tunnel phase. We need to hire a wind tunnel first. Let's go and do that. So we've hired the wind tunnel. And hopefully our 2022 update will be in place for Monaco. That would be fantastic. That should be alright once we've got some research passed to them. Let's get this sorted out. This can be the first thing. And then that means a bye-bye fuel testing from the next round. Tyre-wise, nothing yet from Pirelli, which is a pity. Engines, let's get this improved. I believe that's our most up-to-date engine. And once we've got all of this sorted out, of course, we will we will cease to have to do engine testing, which will be good. Okay. Right, let's pass on the research now. Oh, did we do... Oh, no. I think the tyre testing was from earlier in the season. There you go. So we can move on to the fluid dynamics stage of the car for next year. That's already looking good. Okay, perfect. Right, let's get some technology upgraded inside the car. Nice. Okay. Yes, we will need some spare parts, won't we? So let's go and add in some spare parts. We might have to prioritize cars again here. We're not actually in the best position I've ever been in a Grand Prix World Save so far. I've never actually started with it. Obviously, I did the Sauber Let's Play. That's the only playthrough I've ever done, and that was a sort of lower mid-table team with a decent facilities. Hemorrhaging money early on, so you needed to look after the finances, and then once you sort of built the winning car, it was plain sailing from there. But we certainly don't have that at the moment. And, we are struggling a little bit. So, let's get car 2 fixed up as best we can. Yeah, we should be able to do this. Yeah, I think so. Be nice to have 3 fresh cars for the Spanish Grand Prix. Obviously, we can't build any more spares, but there you go. All the cars are looking fabulous. I think everything's sorted out from what we want. That's fine. Okay. Right, into the commercial land of opportunity. We are going to play our success card on the Mercedes deal. And then the fuel deal as well. Try and get that over the line. That's a 2-season deal. I assume there's no other tyre manufacturers. No. We might struggle to get a works deal. But we'll see. We'll see. And obviously we'd like to do some cash sponsor deals at some point as well. Looks like one of our partners has come away from the deal. Let's bring Petronas back. Yeah, not entirely sure what that's about. Is it our... Okay. Yeah, they're not too pleased with us just yet. But anyway, let's move on to the next Grand Prix. Orders are the same. Hamilton, you stay in front of Russell, please. We are going to give Lewis Hamilton slightly more setup points on his car. George Russell, give him a bit of extra speed and a bit of overtaking in there. But he doesn't get the wind. Okay, let's put on the best engine that we can, the best fuel that we can. I still think hard tyres are the way to go, but because we haven't had a double finish yet, we simply do not know. Okay. Stick a couple of extra on that. We haven't spotted anything from Williams just yet. So let's get into the Grand Prix. And here we go then. Lewis Hamilton and George Russell, the numbers 1 and 2. It is 22 degrees and dry with a very low wind speed for qualifying. And hopefully Lewis Hamilton is going to go and stick it on pole position. Ain't that right? Ooh, 3rd and 5th. That's not too bad. Only a 10th of a second behind pole sitter Charles Leclerc. Carlos Sainz is there in 2nd. Verstappen 3rd, Russell 4th. Hamilton 3rd, Verstappen 4th, Russell 5th, with Sergio Perez in 6th. Lando Norris a good chunk of time behind Sergio Perez, but being sort of on par with Red Bull is a good sign at this point. Bottas in the top 10, Pierre Gasly in the top 10 as well, very impressive for them. Andretti still a second behind at the back. Mick Schumacher struggling as well. 27 degrees, very dry for the race, so it has heated up significantly, 5 degrees or so. So it's going to be tough to do the one stop in this race, but we'll give it a go. I certainly don't want to go that long. 33. Go slightly longer first stint, slightly lighter second stint. We're going to go fresh boots all round for Lewis. And George Russell heat cycled for the first run and new for stints 2 and 3. Okie dokie. Let's see how we get on in the race then. Ooh, podium coming. 3rd place. And both drivers finish. Both drivers finish. That is fantastic. Carlos Sainz wins in front of his home supporters at the Spanish Grand Prix ahead of Charles Leclerc, his teammate, in 2nd. Lewis Hamilton only 7 seconds off the victory in 3rd. George Russell finishes 4th. That shows me hard tyres are the way to go. We also have Max Verstappen in 5th. So we did outrace Red Bull at this Grand Prix. McLaren 6th and 7th, with Bottas 8th, Magnussen 9th, and Guan Yu Zhou in 10th. Who didn't finish? So I didn't see Perez there. Grosjean had a gearbox failure. Perez had a hydraulics. Stroll had an unknown failure. Herta had a brakes failure, and Fernando Alonso had an accident at his home Grand Prix. But that's a great performance for us, and that keeps us in 5th and 6th in the drivers' standings. Hamilton closes to within 4 points of Sergio Perez. He's now 54 points behind leader Carlos Sainz. Constructors' Championship-wise, we're still 3rd, still a little bit behind Red Bull, but comfortably ahead of McLaren for the moment, which is very, very positive indeed. Right. We did make a significant loss at the last Grand Prix. Not too surprising. Okay. Anything else here? Nothing. Oh, we have got some improved tyres, which is good. Wind tunnel higher. That's fine. Team viewer unhappy, apparently. Oh, partner deal with Mercedes. So we are closing in on that. And Petronas are willing to give us the works deal, so we can sign that up and take a little bit off it. Obviously, Monaco is a great race for hospitality, so we need to look out for that. So Carlos Sainz has won 2 in a row. Charles Leclerc had pole position. Anything else here? Andretti has signed Fernando Alonso. Aston Martin have got Mick Schumacher. George Russell's going to Alfa Romeo. McLaren has signed Sergio Perez. So McLaren have just basically signed both Red Bull drivers, which is hilarious. And Williams have got Sebastian Vettel. Okay. Very interesting. Ferrari hopes to close a deal with Charles Leclerc. Okie dokie. Perfect. Right. Let's go into testing. We do not need to do any fuel testing now, so we can focus purely and simply on setup, research, and engine stuff. Although we are going to have to put some development testing in this time around, I believe. Yeah, because we are going to construct that. Which gives us a significant upgrade, 6% on the handling. That should be a pretty decent car for next season. So we'll do some development testing to see what else we can discover. I'm just gonna make sure that all of those go through nicely. Driver wise, he can do 10%. Something like that. Seems fine. Didn't quite get max on engine, unfortunately, but we have got the development, which means we can now unlock the workstation for it. 25% on that. Very close on those, so if we can pass on the research now, that should work out quite nicely. There you go. Let's get that homologated. Come on. Yeah! I love it. I love it. I would love it if we can beat them. I would love it. Alright, 25%. Lovely. Technology-wise, yep, that's sorted out as well. So we've got a decently reliable car. So I think now it's all about upgrading the performance. Yeah, I didn't get that one up there. Engine-wise, yeah, only 3 points to improve this time, which is a pity. But, yeah, let's keep going with that. That's fine. Obviously, we have now maxed out that. We have a new intermediate tyre from Pirelli. Very, very kind of them. And hopefully it'll come into play for this Grand Prix. No damage or anything. Which is good. Right, let's fix up the other car first, and then we'll go back and sort that in a second. So I'll go ahead and sort the spares and what have you, and I'll be back in a second. Right, so I have gone ahead and done all of that for you. As you can see, we now have the B chassis, the Mercedes 2022 B chassis. So looking for a sizable performance improvement here. But we'll see. Monaco usually is one that I tend to perform well at. So at the very least, we are going to be using Mercedes engines next year, which is good. This one is all ready to go. So we'll get that signed. We're going to take 5% off that and add it onto the engine deal. Try and push that over the line if we can. Yeah, this is the race for hospitality, so we just got to try and put on the best that we can, really. Yeah, that all looks fine then. Right, let's push on. Now, you're not really going to want much much speed around Monaco, so we're going to focus on other areas, and hopefully that will help us out a little bit. That's not the one we want. That one. There we go. Yep, we want those intermediate tyres. We'll have that driving aid on. Yeah, that's fine. And we're going to go hard tyres with George Russell. Also, because with Monaco, you certainly do not want to be stopping too many times. You want a track position. So yeah, let's continue on. let's just have a little gander at driver aids and what have you. We're the only people that have got any so far, which is interesting. Okie dokie then. Right, let's move on then to the Monaco Grand Prix. 29 degrees, very dry for your qualifying. Let's see how we get on, of course, with an upgrade. We were pretty much on Red Bull and Ferrari's pace. This could well be a pole position, but let's find out. Hey, it is a pole position. Who for, though? Who for? Lewis Hamilton is on pole position, and by a decent amount too. 2/10 ahead of his teammate George Russell. Max Verstappen is third for Red Bull. The Ferraris of Leclerc and Sainz only fourth and fifth. Sergio Perez qualifies sixth. Is anybody outside of the 107%? No, but both Andretti's fairly far off the pace. But that is a great sign. Our upgrade has worked a treat. We've got rid of the porpoising, obviously. Right. Grand Prix it is then. And it is going to be the one-stop for both of them, which could be a risky scenario. We are going to go fresh rubber all round for both drivers. We're going to give them as much parity as possible. So Russell's going to actually take it a little bit longer. He's going to go 41 laps, which will mean he's got slightly less fuel on board for the second run. But you would imagine Lewis will undercut him. But let's find out how we get on in the Monaco Grand Prix. There's a podium coming. Is it going to be our first win? It is, and it's a 1-2. That is what we are talking about. Come on. Lewis Hamilton takes the victory. A 1:51.06.993. Just 0.4 of a second ahead of George Russell there in second. Carlos Sainz finishes third for Ferrari, 43 seconds back. We have smashed it with the upgrade. Verstappen fourth, Leclerc fifth with Perez in sixth. They were the only drivers on the lead lap. Everybody from Alonso down was lapped. And who was out? Tsunoda was out, Grosjean was out, Norris was out, Vettel was out, Herta was out, and Mick Schumacher. So Lewis Hamilton back up into fourth in the driver's standings, goes ahead of Perez, just 1 point behind the defending champion and his old rival Max Verstappen. George Russell moves up, well, is still in sixth, but closes in on Perez. Constructors-wise, we close in at 12 points behind Red Bull, but if we can keep this form up, who's to say that we can't go and win the championship? That was an episode, all right, wasn't it? Goodness me. I was not expecting a 1-2 at Monaco, but that car upgrade that we've brought in, that has worked an absolute treat, which doesn't always happen. You know, sometimes you upgrade the car and you don't find any more pace, but of course, other teams will be upgrading their stuff as well. So we got to stay on top of it. We got to keep investing in the team. Got to keep pushing. But wow, a 1-2 at Monaco. I certainly was not expecting that. But it could all come crashing down at Canada in the next episode. So make sure that you are around for that. Make sure that you are prepared for that. We are going to have extra episodes this week of Grand Prix World, so do keep your eye out in the subscriptions box for more episodes. But if you have enjoyed that, if you want to celebrate our first victory of the series, then make sure you give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 management content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.